Hi and welcome to another Free.volous episode. Today we're going to do something a bit different and I'm going to do sort of a get ready with me mixed with my summer staples and some products that have become my really warm weather staples, and a mini review of each because I can't keep my mouth shut. So let's jump into it. This morning I just recorded myself getting ready, and these are the products that I usually go for, and I'll let you know everything about them. First thing I did was try and do something with my brows, which you don't see me very concerned with because I'm not, but I really wanted to try that sort of micro-bladed brow trend in which all the little hairs are pulled up and they look really fluffy and beautiful. But my brow hairs just don't want to cooperate and they go full back down again. I'm using the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. This is the mini, and this is a brow gel. Supposedly it has really strong hold. Neither this one nor the nude sticks do have that much of a strong hold on my brows. The applicator on this one is really good because it's a brush, a flat brush or a comb. It has different size little brushes on each side, and then it has a flat section so you can press that onto the brows, which would be very nice if they would stay, but they don't. What I found out that really works for me is letting the product sit a bit and set a bit, but staying a bit malleable still, and taking a spoolie and brushing them upwards. But as you can see, it's been several hours and my brows are just their normal selves. They don't stay there. If you know of any brow gel you'd like to recommend, easily accessible in Europe, just let me know. The brow product that I was really impressed with, and I wasn't expecting to be that impressed, is Brow Blade by Urban Decay. Although I adore my Catrice brow pencil and I think that's the best one you can get, especially for the price, I was really curious about the felt tip pen on this product, and I really wanted to, fake those little hairs. I thought the felt tip pen in my head made a lot of sense to make those little hairs a bit more realistic than with a pencil, at least than what I can achieve with a pencil. But in this case, and this is the only felt tip pen for brows that I've tried, the felt tip nib is a bit too wobbly for me. I would like it to be a bit more firm so that I could do those little strokes without having that dot strip, dot stroke kind of thing, that at least it happens to me. I can still make do, and it's really useful if you have some areas with just skin showing through. Those are the areas where I think the pen shines through. To straighten up my lower area of my brows though, I use the pencil, and this is the one I was surprised to be so impressed with. First thing is the color. This is Dark Drapes, in case you're wondering, and the color is a perfect match to my brows, and with just a few strokes this just completes the area that I really want to even out, which is make this lower part of my brow a bit more straight, and just a few strokes are enough. It doesn't look too thick or heavy. It's really easy to blend in with the brows. I'm in love with this, and it stays put on the brows, which is something that is not as common with most brow products that I've tried. So I'm so impressed with the pencil side of this. Who would have thought? But yeah, that's life happening to me. Next up, let's jump into skin. I started with the Fenty Beauty just Ease Drop foundation, or tinted something. Blurring skin tint, skin tint. Anyway, it's the Ease Drop, it's this one, and finally a Fenty foundation that I really like. This and my Dior Backstage are basically my summer oilier days kind of foundation staples, and I love them both. The Dior is a bit thinner. This has more coverage off the bat. This does slightly oxidize on me. There's always something with the Fenty with the Fenty foundation products, but this one is the better I've tried, and on me it looks beautiful. The skin looks satiny, I wouldn't even say matte. You could apply it solely with a sponge, but I hate staining my sponges with foundation. It's really hard to get it off when washing them, so I prefer to always use a brush, and depending on how much coverage I want, I use a denser or less dense brush, and then I just pat it on all with the sponge, and it has a beautiful finish. It starts to let your oil seep through throughout the day, but it doesn't disappear from your skin. Once you set it on, it stays there. It looks oilier, but you can blot it down and it stays with you throughout the day. So it's a bit more long-lasting, and I really enjoy that. Next up, concealer. And my people, this is not a drill. This was not overhyped. I repeat, this was not overhyped. It's the Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer. You've seen everybody and their mothers and their parrots using this and raving about it, but you know, products, brands pay people to rave about them, and then they usually forget those products and move on to other things, because there's a lot of good things on the market also, and those people have access to a lot of stuff. But I saw several people whose opinions I actually trust sticking to this concealer, so I ended up buying it many moons after it was launched, and I'm absolutely in love. And I must say, if I had to get rid of all of my concealers and just keep one, this would be the one. So that's a huge statement. If you know Makeup Forever Self-Setting Concealer, Ultra HD, whatever, this has the same kind of creamy texture. It sits on the skin the same way. It's flexible. It's not absolutely self-setting or anything, nor is the Makeup Forever one, but it doesn't move around too much. It stays a bit more elastic on the skin, but this provides more coverage. So I'm happy, and even happier because Dior acknowledges the existence of olive undertones on lighter skin tones. I'm so happy. Next up, I went with powder, because this is a time where very creamy, dewy products stop working for me. I already become oily, and it's not like I'm owning it. I'm just adding to it if I stick to very creamy and more dewy foundations. So I have to set stuff down. I have to choose more satin matte finishes that are not drying. I hate drying products. And the powder that I've been using is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation. And yes, this is a powder foundation, but hear me out. If you don't use the sponge, you can use different brushes to have different finishes with this powder. Not finishes, but levels of coverage. And I adore using it just to set my foundation and just dabbing extra bits of coverage where I have my hyperpigmentation, which is on the sides of my cheeks, letting everything else just be set without looking too heavy. This is beautiful. It melts onto the foundation so it doesn't look cakey and dry and flaky. It doesn't cling onto my dry patches. It sort of smooths out a bit my pores, which I really enjoy. So it's a fantastic powder. The color match is pretty good for me, pretty spot on. This is $2.90 in case you're wondering, and the Fenty foundation is number 10, but that oxidizes on me. I can't. But anyway, downside, because I have a complaint about every Fenty product I buy, I'm sorry, it tends to create hard pan. And this is normal. It's a film that is activated in a way with the oils of your skin in contact with the powder. They basically create a paste that immediately sets into said hard pan. And it's fine, it's nothing that damages your product, but it's a bit annoying that it happens so easily, even when using powders, even when using minimal amount of product, even when you've blotted before using the powder. It gets annoying, and especially if you're using the sponge, which is something I stopped doing really early, but for some people they really love using sponges to have the actual foundation factor of this powder. If I use this with the sponge itself creates a hard pan. That film that doesn't come off if you wash the sponge, I do not like that, to be honest. I work really well with this product. You can always scrape the hard pan with a spoolie, but it is an expensive product. So I'm leaving that for you to decide if you want to try it or not, if it's worth it or not. For me, it is, but with that little caveat. Now, the color for my face was based on 2 products. This is, I bought this solely for the packaging. If I liked the product, it would be a bonus, and it's the Gucci bronzer. And I actually enjoy the product. Thing is, stupid me, I saw this on Sephora France website, and I saw it and I said, oh, well, in the pictures, number 2 looks darker than the 3, so somebody made a boo-boo uploading the photos. I'm going to buy number 2 because that's obviously the medium toned shade. I was wrong, nobody made a boo-boo. Number 2 is actually the darkest shade of the 3 ones they supply. And it's quite dark, so I need to use a very light hand with this product. I'm used to it, I make it work, I blend it out, I use the foundation brush to just make sure there are no harsh edges, and I make it work for me. The color is a bit on the red side, but it works when I'm wearing my self-tanner. The biggest, again, issue I would have with this product is that it has a strong florally perfume to it, which is borderline, for me, headache inducing. Thing is, it doesn't linger on my skin enough to create a headache in my body. So I can use it, and I'll be using this until I get until I hit pan on it, and then I'll fill it with something else because I love this packaging. I love this packaging. Gucci, if you're out there, you can send me the whole lipstick collection. I'd be very happy. Anyway, speaking of brands that could send me all of their stuff, Natasha Denona, this is the blush that I have on my face. This is the Bloom highlighting blush. This is the mini one. It's more than enough for a blush. I mean, do you need more than this from a blush? I'd say not. And now that Becca is leaving our lives, and you know my passion for their blushes, their illuminating blushes, I have stocked up on them. This is a good replacement. This gives you this beautiful luminous glow that you see on my cheeks. This is a powder, again, because it's the summer, I get really oily, I need to go for other powdery products, but I don't want to lose the glow where I want it. So this is a great option. Bloom is a beautiful color. You know I'm not into corals, but this one got me hooked, and this was the entry way for me to get the Lisa Eldridge Island Glow blush, which is basically the same color without the glow added in. And I adore the finish of this. I want nothing else on my face, and Natasha Denona's highlighters and blushing products, highlighting blushes, that's what I meant to say, are so good. I really like them. They're so expensive. Damn. Next up, I moved on to eyes, and it was really simple. I applied a little bit of powder to my lids just to make sure it wasn't too oily. And if I had to say, choose one of these products to buy to make it your summer color palette, these would be it. These are the Kiko Fruit Explosion eye pencils. I bought 3. This is number 3, which is the fuchsia. Number 2 is the coral I used, and the blue one is number 5. Mambo number 5. Dun, 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 dun. If you're old enough to recognize this, welcome. Today I use the coral. I go between all of these. These are like my red eyeliner pencil for the winter and autumn time. It's just a swipe, and I have a pop of color that was absolutely 2 or 3 seconds to make on each eye, and super quick, and I was good and done. And I love these. They are super creamy. They stay on the skin. They do transfer though, because I'm really oily. So although I do set everything, the oils start seeping through the eyeliner and make them transfer to the lids. There's nothing I can do about that, but I adore, and I hope that Kiko keeps these for a while, so that I'm not recommending something that has been discontinued already, but I hope not, because they do the summer sales now. So go and check them out if you can. These are super inexpensive and they're a pop of bright color to your color wardrobe. So easy to use. Love them. I don't even talk about my mascara anymore on camera, but I'm still using Hourglass Caution. If you know of a mascara that gives fluttery lashes but stays on the eyes, because my eyes make everything melt, just let me know. This is the mascara that has the best performance on me, aside from Clinique Lash Power. But the Clinique Lash Power is a bit thinner, it doesn't give that much volume. And if you know of a tubing mascara that gives you fluttery lashes and that you can get in Europe, let me know, because I want to give other stuff a go and I'm stuck to this one. Last but not least, I did my lips, and this was really simple, as you can see, because this is, you know, mask time and all of this area has to be mask proof. So products that are set and don't move too much around, don't transfer onto the mask too much. And on the lips, something that if it transfers to the mask, it doesn't stain the mask and makes it all clunky and icky. So I went with a lip liner. This is not new at all. This is one of my all-time favorites, and I highly doubt that anything is going to dethrone these pencils. This is the NYX Suede lip pencils. This one is Sandstone, and the other one that I really love is Los Angeles. Those are the best nude lip liners that I have. I've had them for years, and I love them. I don't see any reason to splurge on anything other than this, unless it's a specific color that you really love. Then I just went over the lip liner with this, which is Lisa Eldridge's gloss in Affair. And basically, if it disappears from my lips, it isn't noticeable, and I can reapply it on the go and it's fine. And that's it. This was my Get Ready With Me summer staples, newness, collection, description, review for you guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave me a thumbs up and comment down below. Let me know what you want to see next. What are your summer staples that you would recommend me digging into? And again, recommendations for a good mascara, always needed. And as usual, do subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for spending your time on me, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!